foolish to think in dead universes, you know, because whenever, you know how fireworks, whenever they go into the sky and they bust and they just burn out, you know, I was dumb to think that the universe applied the same way, you know, that obviously things burn out, that the laws of thermodynamics applied. I know better now. I know, I can see clearly. The laws of thermodynamics don't apply to the universe. They're made up. They're not really, they don't significantly play a role in anything. When it comes to living energy that doesn't ever get created or destroyed, it just transforms. I mean, all that living energy, that just pure living energy, I made it up when I said it turns into solid matter through a singularity. You know, I mean, if it's all energy and pure energy now, and it wants to exist in a lower state, I made that up. Energy wanting to exist in a lower state? Who heard of something so stupid? You know? And it going through a transitional state called a singularity that helps it exist in a lower state? And, I mean, who thinks up stupid shit like that? I mean, if our universe literally reduced to ash, the nuclear and electric energy that we have in our universe would still exist, wouldn't it? No. It would burn up and cease to exist like everything else and just erase. You know? I mean, why am I so dumb to think that that energy will still be there? And that it'll have to literally transition back into solid matter? Why am I even stupid enough to think that that energy even exists in matter? I mean, obviously, you know, matter doesn't have energy in it. I mean, obviously, no one knows what an atom's made of. I mean, I guess we have a theory that it might be made of electrons and protons and neutrons. But, I mean, come on. That's not energy. I mean, when matter falls into a black hole, it just vanishes. It disappears. It doesn't do anything. And a quasar, whenever it's emitted, it doesn't do, you know, all of these things I made up. It's just a lie. It's a big lie, you know. A quasar literally just emits light because it wants to. And Saturn, I mean, why? Who makes up shit like this? Like gravity would affect this storm at the top, and heat would indicate that as it cools over the planet that it would condense and be smaller down here as it expands up here. I mean, why would I make something like that up? Because I'm dumb. That's why I'm ignorant. I mean, I can't help it. I mean, I was raised in America. I mean, come on. I'm as dumb as everybody else that believes in nothing that's true or something that isn't true, or however you want to look at it. I mean, what is this, an ovum? Is that half of a haploid cell? No, I made that shit up. Look, I mean, who makes shit like this up? Nuclear and electric energy? I mean, do we really get nuclear energy from our dad? Pfft, no. If we got nuclear energy from our dad, we'd melt. We'd be electrocuted to death if we'd ever gotten electrical energy from our mom. If there was electrical impulses going through our body, we'd die. I mean, I should have known better than that. I mean, seriously, thinking that we could actually technologically make something to harness energy? Look, I'm sorry for lying to people. I know that that's impossible. I know that that's impossible and it can't be done. Okay? So, forget everything I tried to make people believe, that I tried to open people's mind to. I'm sorry. I apologize for that. I was stupid. You know, I believed in something. I guess I just don't believe in it anymore. Potential energy? What is potential energy? I guess that's anything that's nuclear and electric or chemical. Is that what a singularity is? If it's, you know, potential energy? No, it's not that. It's something else, I'm sure, but it's not potential energy. And when it explodes, it doesn't go kinetic. I mean, it does something, I'm sure, and it wants to explode because it likes to. But, I mean, I'm sure it doesn't do that. And I'm sure dark energy isn't kinetic energy. And I'm sure it isn't time, because that's when time started. I mean, it might coincide with that, but it's got to be something else. It's got to be magical mystery energy that likes to spread out. And quarks that pop in and out. Who ever heard of such nonsense? I mean, quarks aren't self-born. I made that shit up, I mean, they I don't know how they're born when they're born, but when they birth themselves, they must have done that through something else. Maybe they liked to and they just wanted to exist and then they died instantly. I don't know. But I made that up. Cosms, sizes. I mean, this is the most nonsense I've ever heard. I mean, come on, seriously? A microcosm, a nutricosm, and a macrocosm? That's just some pseudoscience crap that I imagined. I mean, relativity doesn't really matter. I mean, I don't know why. I mean, I thought it did, but it doesn't. I lied to people. Like saying that people have nuclear energy in our bodies. Like I said, we'd melt. We'd burn up and melt if we had any kind of trace amounts of bionuclear energy in our body that helped us operate. I mean, come on. Who ever heard of such a thing? And the Ark of the Covenant, or the Ark, I mean, the Ark of the Covenant, I don't know why I even thought that an ark would be an ark, of plasma or light or energy. I mean, probably because I thought that since they were worshiping light in the pyramids and all of that, and the Ark of the Covenant, that an ark was light, and they were worshiping light, that it had something to do with it. But I'm imagining things again. So I got to get that mental illness out of my head. I mean, and the fact that we can create cold fusion using centripetal force, ionized hydrogen, electrons, and alpha particles. I mean, gah. That's probably one of the dumbest things I ever made up, being able to think that. I mean, simulating gravity. We can't simulate gravity. We can't use centripetal force to simulate gravity. I mean, I'm ignorant sometimes. I mean, I can't help it. But I think something that can happen and is possible, but then I know that it's just me imagining things. So, I mean, I'm sorry that I tried to help people think something that, isn't true. And our universe being basically like the God that made us, or being what made us, I mean, obviously that's like the biggest joke of all, Nothing made us. Nothing made us. Nothing made the universe. And people, the first people that ever evolved didn't really evolve. I made it up. There wasn't really first people. And then everybody came from them. That is just made up, I mean, people came from nowhere. Everybody knows that. I mean, who is it that I should change what people know? I mean, everybody knows that people came from nowhere, so who am I to change that? And thinking that an asteroid will hit our planet sometime in our lifetime, I mean, I made that up. I mean, there's not really asteroids in space. That's made up. That's an imaginary thing, isn't it? I thought it was. I didn't know for a fact. I thought imaginary things were, everything I'm talking about. And I guess that goes for asteroids in space too. I mean, we all know that asteroids don't exist. We all know that Earth can't be hit by any asteroid anytime soon. So, why even worry about it? I mean, everybody knows that we really don't exist, Everybody knows this. So, if an asteroid wants to hit Earth, it's not making any difference at all. It's not changing anything. We don't exist anyway. So whenever it hits Earth and kills us, we were already dead anyway. That's the whole point. I mean, sorry I lied. I was imagining things. I figured we might be able to change some of this stuff, but like I said, I was delusional. Sorry about that. Apologize greatly. Look, I'm sorry that I lied to people. And I'm sorry I thought that things could change. Sorry about that. I really, really am.